We've all heard it right that a four-year degree is pretty much the only ticket to a successful, high-income career. I mean, for decades, that's been the go-to advice. But with student loan debt just exploding, a lot of us are starting to ask, hey, is that old advice actually holding us back? Okay, let's get real for a second, because we've all seen this play out. Maybe it's your cousin, maybe it's a friend from high school. You're over here crunching the numbers on your student loan payments, and they're buying a second home. The person who skipped college and went straight into a skilled trade is just financially miles ahead. And when you see that, you can't help but ask a really important question. So, is that piece of paper, that very expensive piece of paper, really the only way to build serious wealth? Or are there other paths, maybe even smarter ones, that we're not talking about enough? Well, that's exactly what we're going to break down right now. So here's the core of the problem. The job market today, it's completely different than it was 20, 30 years ago. But the advice we get about education, it feels like it's stuck in the past. The new reality is that the default path isn't always the smartest path anymore. All right, let's just lay it out side by side. Imagine two people, both 18 years old. Path number one is college. That's 4 years of school, racking up anywhere from 30 to over 100 grand in debt, all while not earning a full-time income. Then you've got path number two, the skilled path. Here, you're getting paid while you learn. You have zero student debt, and you get a massive head start on your career. I mean, when you look at it like that, the math starts to look pretty darn compelling. So let's dive into some of these alternative paths, starting with the skilled trades. And look, we're not just talking about jobs here. For a lot of people, these are clear pathways to six-figure incomes, to owning your own business. And the best part? These skills are desperately in demand. First up, electricians. These folks are consistently some of the highest paid tradespeople out there. And it makes sense, right? Think about it. Every single building, from a tiny house to a gigantic factory, needs electricity. It's essential. So let's talk numbers. The earning potential is just huge. Once you finish your paid apprenticeship, you're a journeyman, and you could be pulling in $60,000 to $100,000 a year or even more. But the real game changer? That's when you start your own business. Electricians running their own crews can clear $2,000, even $300,000 a year. That's serious wealth building. And the best part is, you're earning money from day one of your training. No debt, just income. Plus, it's not like you're stuck doing one thing. You can specialize in commercial work or get into the booming renewable energy field. Your skills are always going to be needed. Okay, next up, plumbing. This might be one of the most underrated, but also one of the most profitable trades you can get into. Seriously, the demand for good plumbers is it's through the roof. I mean, look at these numbers. The base salary is already great, but that key advantage, that's where the magic happens. Picture this. It's 3 a.m., a pipe has burst, and your basement is flooding. You're not shopping around for the cheapest plumber, right? You'll pay almost anything to make it stop. Those emergency calls at those premium rates, a plumber can make more in one night than they do in a whole week of regular jobs. All right, let's move on to welders. This is such a great example of how picking a specialty can totally skyrocket your income. A regular certified welder does great, but the big money? That's in the really tough specialized jobs. So what are we talking about when we say specialized welding? We're talking about taking those skills to places most people can't or won't go. Think underwater, welding on an oil rig, or out in the middle of nowhere on a pipeline. Yeah, it's tough work, sometimes it's dangerous, and that is exactly why they pay so well. And when I say they pay well, I mean it. An experienced underwater welder can pull in $200,000 a year. Let that sink in, 200 grand. That's a salary most four-year college grads won't see for a long, long time, and it's earned with skills and certifications, not a diploma. But hey, it's not all hard hats and construction sites. There are some really surprising high-income careers out there, high-stakes, high-reward jobs that also don't require that traditional four-year degree. For example, let's talk about air traffic controllers. This is definitely a high-stress, high-focus job. I mean, you've got people's lives in your hands. It's absolutely critical. But the way in isn't through university. It's through the FAA's own intense training academy. And just look at that starting salary. We're talking about starting your career at around $120,000 a year with no degree required. On top of that, you get the security of a government job, a solid pension, and excellent benefits. That is a formula for a very stable financial life. Okay, now let's talk about efficiency, getting the biggest bang for your buck education-wise. And that brings us to dental hygienists. Now, this one does need a 2-year associate's degree, but it is an incredibly fast path to a great paying job in the healthcare field. The path here is just so clear and simple. You do a 2-year program, and you can step right into a career earning 80, 90, even over $100,000 a year depending on where you live. Think about that. You're already earning a professional salary while your friends in 4-year programs are just starting their junior year and are still paying tuition. Okay, so we've looked at a bunch of these amazing careers, but what does this actually mean for your wallet, for your net worth over time? Let's really crunch the numbers and look at the tale of two financial futures. Wow, this chart really puts it in perspective, doesn't it? By age 23, a typical college grad is still deep in the hole with debt. We're talking negative $80,000. But the HVAC tech who started working at 18, they're debt-free and already have 25 grand saved up. It's like one person is playing financial defense, just trying to get back to zero, while the other is already playing offense, building wealth. And that head start isn't just a temporary thing. Let's look at the long game, out to age 30. The college grad is likely still paying off those student loans. The tradesperson, on the other hand, has been debt-free for years and could easily be more than $100,000 ahead. That financial gap, it just gets bigger and bigger over time. Now, let me be super clear about something. This isn't about being anti-college, not at all. If you want to be a doctor or an engineer, you absolutely need a degree. College can be amazing. The point here is to be pro-strategy. It's about questioning the default assumption that college is the only smart choice for everyone, because for a lot of people, it's just not. At the end of the day, the best career path isn't just the one everybody else takes. The best path is a strategic one. It's the one you choose on purpose after looking at the cost, the training time, the demand, and what you can really earn. It's about making a smart, intentional choice for your own life. And so that really leaves us with one final question, and this one is for you. It's not about what your parents or your teachers or society tells you is the right thing to do. It's about this. What is the most efficient and strategic path for you and your goals? Don't just follow the default path. Find your path. Your future bank account will definitely thank you for it.